Well, hi guys. Doing a hell of a lot of rehashes on my videos at this point over here. As soon as I don't like one, I knock the damn thing out. So I guess we have to do the identification mark, don't we? Weaver John C., Roseman, California. It is March 28th, 2021, Sunday, a little after 8 o'clock in the evening. So, watching one of the news media channels out there doing a special, a doctor interviewing other doctors, and how they were looking at the pandemic. I know I have done so many videos about my own personal point of views concerning about how we each had a contribution to this damn thing and how we keep blaming everybody else for the damn thing in the first place. Some of us kept thinking that it wasn't real. Actually, there's a lot of people out there who keep thinking the same damn thing. They think the vaccination's poison. But if we keep the hospitalizations down and lessen the COVID curve, then I suppose we've got a chance of surviving this damn thing. I'm grateful that we got the vaccinations because now we can starve this bastard. And the problem is people keep thinking about this particular virus as not contagious as hell. They won't wear masks, they'll protest, they'll claim they follow the former president and his stupidity because he didn't believe much in it, even though he kept making public remarks. And he goes to his rallies and starts bemoaning and belittling anybody and everybody. So everybody had to follow him, huh? Follow the guy over the damn cliff. And yet, doctors that kept busting their asses kept telling people this damn thing's legitimate. This is not fake. There had been a few doctors out there who kept thinking that this is overblown. The numbers were out of whack. There had been businesses out there promoting that. Almost lost their damn licenses and their customer base. They could have been treating them for the damn bug, but they failed to do so. They kept thinking because of their own damn records, they were very knowledgeable and therefore they had better knowledge than the national or international. It's all fake to them. They were trying to protect their bottom line in their pocketbook, but not doing the job that they were supposed to be doing, being doctors. When I saw last year, a group of doctors, a handful of them, at the Capitol steps saying that this is all fake. It's all national conspiracy. And they blamed that the certain infectious disease specialists out there were also fake. The whole information was fake and it's all China's fault and this thing and that thing. A lot of people believed it. They still have it ingrained in them. And they kept thinking that we don't need masks at this point. We were told earlier on, now we need the masks. And people failed to listen and understand the reasons why. Because at the beginning of the epidemic, we didn't have the supplies necessary or needed. We didn't realize what kind of a badass this bug was going to be until it started draining everything else dry. And we didn't have the surplus. Of course, people said we did have surplus, but where was the surplus? Where was it? Was it being activated? Was it in perfect condition? Was it in usable condition? Old masks, old respiratory machines are breaking down left and right? That was the government's surplus? The states were clamoring for each specialist and nurses out there to deal with the onslaught. The hospitals were getting overrun left and right. They had to get temporary quarters left and right. But some of the people kept saying, no, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. And the numbers kept going up. And people kept saying, no, that's not right. And the thing of it is, we had other countries out there who have dealt with a pandemic like this. or an epidemic, the SARS situation. How is it that certain countries across the waters can get themselves mobilized, people understanding what they need to do, mask up, and take the lead, while we were belly aching about it? And as much as I was watching this show, I was also trying to understand what happened back in the pandemic days 100 years ago. We still balked and belly ached about the damn thing, about the flu. They called it Spanish flu because only Spain got their country's name in the press, apparently. And they were reporting it that they had a pandemic going on, but the world wanted to keep it low. They didn't want people to panic all over the damn globe. They were fighting a World War One with a flu bug ongoing, knocking their asses out left and right. And still, we fought it to a damn armistice. Despite the fact we were still fighting a damn flu. Go figure. Pestilence, death, disease, starvation, or famine as they call it. The four bloody horsemen. Some people keep thinking we're in the apocalypse right now. We may be, because we also had problems with the food supplies. We also had problems with other supplies trying to come in. People going to stores left and right, raiding them and draining them dry, especially for paper towels and toilet paper. Well, were we expecting us to get the shits all the damn time and clog up our damn toilets? Water bottles were getting sold out left and right. Shit, open up your damn tap water. That's what I do all the time. I mean, some critters in there. I'm going to be dying from the damn thing, but at least it's free. And what else? Responsibility, transparency, accountability. How about that one? Try thinking about that one. How many times did the doctors keep trying to tell people, not to mention the scientists, that we had to mask up, effective from late April through May, and then all the way down the line, we had to mask up. We had to wear masks. Originally, we didn't, and it confused people like crazy because we didn't have all the facts, but we also didn't have all the damn equipment necessary to beat the son of a bitch. We had healthcare professionals scrambling everywhere else and using their equipment on a constant basis and reusing it and reusing it and reusing it. Then they determined that maybe the cloth masks were a little bit of protection, so let people get the cloth masks and protect themselves. And thus there was an industry being built up. I know because I was among those who actually got some of those decorative things to try to fit over the damn face. Other than that, I just wanted a damn surgical mask so I can give myself just a little bit of protection. Just a little bit. And what drove me crazy is seeing other people not wearing the damn mask and then arguing about it. Next thing you see is one of the relatives coming on the news or in the newsprint or news media talking about how a denier just got nailed by the damn bug, or how a denier barely recovered from the bug, and start telling people that they need to get the bug. They need to get the protection from the bug. Or better yet, oh, it's just nothing but a flu. I'm fine. Next thing you know, they get reinfected all over again. And this time, it's spouting babies, variants, mutations. If there was any core genome that the virus, somewhere in there that the virus can be nailed, hopefully the vaccination can nail the damn thing. But in order to get this going, in order to get people to get themselves protected, they need to believe, they need to understand. They need to they need to accept it. The problem is, the more information you kept giving them, they kept saying it's more fake news because they all believed one or two other people, and that's about it. Okay, how would it deal? How would it track if we had another global catastrophe coming down our pipeline? Something that would shake and rock our foundation left and right, that we could still call it fake until it was too late. Now, I could bring up biblical. Somewhere in the Old Testament, it was talking about Noah's Ark. In the region where they were building the ark, animals from afar were being led to a certain spot. And in the spot, they were supposed to be put onto an ark for safekeeping, 2 by 2 by 2. And on this boat, there were supposed to be generations ready to be saved. Everybody else was going to be drowned out. Noah was given instructions by God to build an ark to save the animals, his creations, and maybe his family, extended family, and hopefully rebuild the population of humanity. It was a good story. It was a good story until they kept questioning whether or not the story was actually legitimate or not. Some people keep still trying to search for Noah's Ark and still haven't found the damn thing yet. Other people said they believed it found it in Turkey or in Iraq or in Syria or somewhere. So it's supposed to be a huge, long-ass boat. And just how long did they have to build this damn thing until the flood came? Was it weeks, months, years? But even if I'm talking about the skeptical side of this point over here, I'll be talking about it in the form that the people will be understanding this thing and laughing their heads off. Because, Noah, there's going to be a flood, there's snow cloud storms, and our season hasn't said anything. But God assured me, well, maybe God's wrong, and maybe you're wrong, and maybe you're just crazy. You have a little faith to get drowned. Could have been the entire region that got flooded out. They just could not figure the damn thing out. Not even with sediment, not even with geology being studied. If they actually were able to study geology of the area, wherever it was, and see sediment, maybe they would have been able to figure it out. Even thousands of years would have been giving us something. But we keep telling the story to people left and right about it. Back then, in Noah's Ark's time, there was no media except through word of mouth. We had a telephone line being played all the damn time, so whatever got told probably got misconstrued left and right. Story got told over left and right and maybe missing some points in there that we have to keep reinterpreting all over again until maybe everything of it may be screwed up. How do we know it happened? How do we know it didn't happen? But we're supposed to accept it on faith. A virus comes out and kicks the ass of the entire world, including its global population, its technology, its way of producing food, keeping people in jobs, almost forcing governments to shut down. Welcome to World War I. Oh, and during that time we also had a war too. A century later, where technology improves a hell of a lot, we got medical science going on. And we still have the controversy as we still have a century earlier, such as masking up. Well, why? Why? Social distancing? Why? We consider it a personal attack. A lot of people have argued that we have to wear masks at this point because it affects our personal liberty. It's China's fault, you know. We shouldn't be socialist and communist China. We're United States of America. We're not supposed to do this kind of shit. You know, I had tried to understand. I had tried to give the benefit of doubt, and sometimes I keep thinking that our own pride, our own hubris, our own damn ego that we keep being drilled into ourselves on a constant daily basis that we're supposed to be number one. We can't accept the fact that somebody else had beat us to it on how to beat a damn virus, on how to get numbers down. But then again, they keep thinking that the other country is lying their teeth off. And maybe they were, but we don't trust data. Unless we don't have the faith and trust in the other countries. We have to have the faith and trust in ourselves because we're Americans. We're stubborn. We're pig-headed. We're egotistical. We're prideful. We're hubris. We don't care and don't take shit from anybody. We think we've got manifest destiny being written in our bloodstreams and our genetic code that we have to dominate. I had to tell you this, but we still had that bullshit going on even while we were exploring the new continent centuries ago. Does anybody happen to remember what happened to the colonization of the continent called now the North American continent and Central America and the South American continent? Manifest Destiny was running well before we actually labeled the damn thing. It was our pride, our ego, our hubris, and we had to expand our empires. This is human history. This is human history. This is why people go to college. This is why people go understand and try to learn things. Because there's a lot of knowledge out there that a lot of people fail to understand or refuse to understand and don't even want to understand. Because they think they're above everybody else and they don't need to learn anything. They're Americans. Well, I hate to tell these poor dumbass schmucks, but being a quote-unquote American like that is really going to get our asses kicked, and we've already been getting our asses kicked, and we don't like it. We want to kick everybody else's ass because we're America. But we don't take shit from anybody. And yet we had a bug that's giving a shit to us left and right. We try to find ways to deal with the damn bug, to kill the damn bug, to survive the damn bug, and we can't even do that right. Simply put, our own civil liberties are at stake, and everything's fake news. But we're going to believe in herd mentality. We're going to believe in voodoo. That's going to save us. Not medical science. And by the time we get the medical science going on, we still have people downplaying the scientists thinking that they're whack jobs. Top infectious disease person out there who's been through several administrations, who's told and worked with a lot of disease situations we depended upon, America's doctor, but he's a whack job. So I've been trying to explain in the other videos that I've had a long time ago. When the COVID kicked and we got the numbers going out of control and people still bellyached about wearing the damn masks all the time. Amazes me back then. We couldn't even get surgical masks anywhere. But we could afford about $12 or $14 for another mask or two masks if they're colorful, if they're pretty, if they're cloth, if they're specially designed. But pay about $5 or $10 for a package of surgical masks once they come in operation and once the protection line cranks up to high speed. That way we can get them over at the local liquor store. A local liquor store. Get them off the shelf. It's amazing how much we haven't learned a damn thing. Even back then, a century ago, to this time. Because we've got vaccinations going on right now, and we're trying to beat the curve left and right. We've got limited openings over here. People are going to relax, and they're going to laugh, and now they're going to be back to their own hubris assholes all over again. because America has once again beaten the damn thing and we're on top. Meanwhile, I'm expecting another round to kick in with another boss battle. And let's just say how well America is going to be able to deal with this one now. Because at this point, we've had a hard time trying to deal with our own concept of the damn bug. We've had a hard time trying to deal with our own acceptance in our limited mortality, and we really just don't understand anything at all. But we got the hubris, we got the arrogance, we have the ignorance, we have the pride, we have the ego telling us otherwise. And I'm going to get burned on this one, but you know, I don't give a shit. Because we deserve it, actually. We need to get humbled and humiliated. We need to understand where our place is at in the universe. We need to understand where our place is at on the global market. We need to understand. Because if we don't, there's going to be a lot more people going over the damn cliff. I'm not saying we're going to be turning communist or socialist at this point over here. I'm saying shut the fuck up, listen to what's going on around you, then make the judgment call. If you still think you're right, don't expect people to follow you over the damn edge. Especially when you're going over the damn edge and you're screaming your head off. I'm not going to join you. I'm going to sell tickets.